All right, get ready because today we are going deep into a world of fantasy. And you know the drill.
Yeah.
You've given us some pretty cool stuff to work with.
Mm-hmm.
An Amazon product page for Jennifer L. Armentrout's Born of Blood and Ash,
Okay.
and a YouTube clip of the audiobook from Blood and Ash.
Nice.
It's like having a map and a tour guide all at the same time. So
Yeah.
we're going to try and figure out everything we can about this world, right? We're going to try and figure out who Penelope is and maybe even get a sense of the plot.
Mm-hmm.
And, by the end, you'll know if you want to join this world yourself.
I'm ready.
Okay, great.
Let's start with that audiobook clip.
Okay.
And the Red Pearl.
Oh, yeah.
It sounds like quite a location.
Oh, it definitely is.
Yeah.
Yeah, from what I gathered, it's a hidden spot where people go for some, shall we say, discreet pleasures.
Interesting.
And guess who shows up?
Hmm.
Victor, Penelope's trusted guard.
Oh.
What is he doing there?
Yeah, that's suspicious.
Yeah.
His presence immediately raises the question, how much does anyone adhere to the rules in this society?
Right.
Is there, more rebellion simmering under the surface than we initially realize?
Wait, so you're thinking
Yeah.
Victor's presence at the Red Pearl could be about more than just blowing off steam?
Yeah, maybe he's involved in something bigger, something dangerous.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
And speaking of dangerous, did you catch that warning
Oh, yeah.
on the Amazon page
Huh?
about California's Proposition 65?
Yeah, that proposition deals with exposure to harmful substances.
Whoa, hold on. Are you saying that the magic in this world could be polluting it?
It's a thought-provoking detail, isn't it?
Yeah.
What if the very source of power in this world carries a toxic side effect?
That's dark, even for a series called Blood and Ash.
We see that mirrored in real-world concerns about pollution and the consequences of unchecked power.
Wow, okay. So on to the Ascended,
Okay.
the godlike beings who rule this world. It sounds like commoners see the Maiden, Penelope, as chosen by these gods, which instantly makes her a target, right?
Mhm.
Doesn't that put her in kind of a precarious position from the get-go?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And to make matters worse, we know there are dissenters who oppose the Ascended.
Okay.
That sets up a conflict right from the start.
Yeah.
Who are these dissenters?
Mm-hmm.
Are they simply questioning the Ascended, or is there a more organized rebellion brewing? And what role does the Dark One play in all of this?
Okay, the Dark One,
Yeah.
he's interested in Penelope.
Yeah.
Interested feels like an understatement, right? It sounds like there's some serious obsession there.
Yeah.
He clearly desires the Maiden, but to what end?
Definitely gives off stalker vibes, especially with the whole Forbidden Prince thing.
Right.
That hints at a history we don't know yet.
Right.
Was he exiled?
Yeah.
Is there a claim to the throne at play here?
Yeah, yeah.
And how does that tie into his interest in Penelope?
It just keeps getting more and more intriguing.
Yeah.
So we've got these powerful Ascended, a simmering rebellion, and a creepy, obsessed Dark One who might have a legitimate claim to power.
Mm-hmm.
Where do the Atlanteans fit into all of this? They seem to be powerful beings capable of inflicting pretty horrific wounds.
They do, and the way those wounds are described, almost defying explanation,
Yeah.
makes me think their power might be connected to something ancient,
Oh.
maybe even primordial.
Okay.
What if they represent a force that predates even the Ascended?
Wow. So we could have a power struggle on multiple levels here.
Exactly.
The Ascended versus the Dissenters,
Uh-huh.
the Dark One vying for control,
Yeah,
and these mysterious Atlanteans potentially pulling strings from the shadows.
exactly. And amidst all this chaos,
Right.
you have Penelope, the Maiden, caught in the crossfire.
Ooh.
It makes you wonder about her role in all of this.
Right.
Is she simply a pawn in a larger game?
Yeah.
Or does she possess a power even she doesn't fully understand?
All right, we need to slow down for a second. There's so much to unpack here.
We got these massive forces at play.
Mm-hmm.
But the Amazon page also mentions more earthly details,
Right.
like red ruin, a type of drink, and a significant event where people dress up and drink a lot.
Yeah.
What's the significance of these details? Do they hint at the culture of this world?
Yeah, those seemingly small details are often the most revealing.
Yeah.
The red ruin could be a clue about the societal norms around alcohol, perhaps.
Okay.
It's a way for people to cope with the oppressive atmosphere
Okay.
and
Mm-hmm.
with its emphasis on dressing up and drinking.
Right.
Could be a religious ceremony, a festival, or even a twisted form of entertainment designed to keep the populace distracted.
Distracted from what?
Yeah.
The political turmoil, the dangers lurking in the shadows.
Yeah.
Is this world so tightly controlled that even their celebrations are orchestrated?
That's what we need to uncover.
Okay.
But one thing is clear.
Yeah.
This is not just a whimsical fantasy world, right?
Right.
There's darkness here.
A sense of unease and the potential for things to go very wrong.
You're not kidding.
Yeah.
So we have this backdrop of political intrigue, ancient powers, and a society that seems to be teetering on the edge. Now, let's zoom in on Penelope herself.
Okay.
Who is this maiden at the heart of it all?
From the audiobook clip, we learned she's forced to live a restricted life, always veiled, seemingly a delicate figurehead.
Right.
But there's a twist.
Oh.
She's a skilled fighter, training in secret with swords, arrows, and daggers.
Wait, so she's like a warrior princess in hiding.
Yeah, basically.
That totally changes the game.
Right.
Why is she training in secret? Is she preparing for something? Or is this just a way for her to maintain some sense of agency in a life that's been dictated by others?
Those are excellent questions.
Yeah.
And let's not forget the tragedy in her past.
Yeah.
Her parents were killed when she was young.
Right.
Likely by those monstrous, craven...
And considering the Dark One's desire for the maiden, her parents' deaths could be more than just a random act of violence, right?
Yeah.
Could he have been involved somehow?
It's certainly a possibility.
Yeah.
It adds another layer of complexity to his character and his motivations.
So we have a maiden who is more than meets the eye.
Yeah.
Training in secret, haunted by a tragic past.
Yeah.
And potentially targeted by a power-hungry, obsessive Dark One.
Talk about starting off on the wrong foot.
Yeah, exactly. But she's not entirely alone.
Oh.
We meet Victor,
Okay.
her guard and confidant, who helps her train and keep her secrets.
Right.
There's also Terene, her lady-in-waiting and close friend.
But even those relationships seem fraught with danger, right? Victor disapproves of Penelope sneaking out,
Right.
which suggests he knows more than he lets on.
Yeah.
And maybe hiding his own secrets.
Uh-huh.
And how much can Penelope truly confide in Tierney, given the weight of her role as the maiden and the secrets she's carrying? That's the thing about a world steeped in secrets.
Yeah.
Even those closest to you can't be fully trusted.
Right.
And speaking of trust,
Yeah.
we can't forget about the Duke.
Oh, the Duke.
Yeah, he's taken Penelope under his wing.
Okay.
But there are hints he might be abusive.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How so?
Well, his lessons involve physical punishment,
Oh, wow.
and he forbids her from forming genuine relationships.
Why is he so intent on controlling her?
It's a good question.
That's disturbing.
Yeah, it is.
It sounds like he's more interested in control than in actually protecting her.
Right.
It makes you wonder about the power dynamics at play in this society.
Uh-huh.
If he's treating the maiden, a supposedly sacred figure,
Yeah.
with such cruelty,
Mm-hmm.
what does that say about how others are treated?
Yeah.
Is this a world where anyone can truly challenge the established order without facing dire consequences?
It's a question worth pondering.
Okay.
And let's not forget about that warning on the Amazon page.
The one about California's Proposition 65?
Yeah.
It keeps coming back to me.
Me too.
Yeah.
You mentioned the magic in this world might be polluting the environment.
Right.
Could that be a metaphor for the corruption that seems to permeate this society? The
Yeah.
way power is abused, the way individuals are controlled and manipulated?
It's an intriguing parallel, isn't it?
Yeah.
What if the very source of power in this world is also the source of its decay?
Mm.
What if the magic itself is tainted,
Right.
corrupting everything it touches?
Right.
It certainly adds another layer of darkness to this already grim picture.
And remember those jacaranda trees?
Oh, yeah.
They're described as both beautiful and destructive.
Uh-huh.
Perhaps they're another symbol of this duality, this idea that beauty and danger are often intertwined in this world.
It's possible, after all, even Penelope the Maiden
Right.
is revealed to be more than just a delicate figurehead. She's a skilled fighter, a rebel in the making,
Okay.
and her attraction to Hawke,
Right.
despite the danger he represents,
Yeah.
suggests a willingness to defy the rules,
Right.
to embrace her own desires, even if it means risking everything.
This reminds me of something else from the Amazon product page.
Yeah.
A mention of heartbreaking losses.
Oh.
I have a feeling not everyone will make it out of this story unscathed.
Yeah.
With all the danger and intrigue swirling around Penelope,
Right.
it's hard to imagine everyone surviving.
Indeed.
Yeah.
And let's not forget about the mysterious connection between jasmine flowers and the murder of Melissa,
Oh, right.
another lady in waiting.
Mm-hmm.
Could this be a clue to the identity of the attacker? Or is there a deeper significance to this detail, Perhaps a link to the magic system or the history of this world.
Oh, wow. There are so many layers to this story.
Yeah.
So many unanswered questions.
Yeah, we're just getting started.
It's like peeling back the layers of an onion, and each layer reveals something new and potentially dangerous.
And that's what makes this duck dive so fascinating.
Right.
We're not just piecing together a plot or a character profile, we're uncovering the secrets of a world, exploring its complexities, and grappling with its moral ambiguities.
Speaking of moral ambiguities,
Okay.
let's circle back to the Red Pearl for a moment.
All right.
It's described as a place where people can shed their masks,
Yeah.
indulge in forbidden pleasures, and be themselves,
Right.
even if it's just for a few stolen hours.
Uh-huh.
What does that tell us about the society Jennifer L. Armentrout has created?
It suggests a world where appearances are everything,
Okay.
where individuals are forced to conform to strict social norms and expectations.
Right.
The Red Pearl becomes a symbol of rebellion, a place where those who feel stifled by the rules can escape,
Right.
if only temporarily.
Yeah.
It makes you wonder if the entire world is living a lie, hiding their true selves behind a facade of piety and obedience.
And that brings us back to Penelope.
Yeah.
She's forced to wear a veil
Uh-huh.
to hide her true self from the world.
Right.
But underneath that veil...
Yeah. She's a skilled fighter, a rebel yearning for freedom.
Right.
Is the Red Pearl a place where she can finally be herself?
Mm-hmm.
Or is it just another trap?
Yeah.
Another layer of deceit in a world built on secrets and lies?
It's a question that only Penelope can answer.
Right.
But one thing is clear.
Yeah.
Her journey will be fraught with danger,
Okay.
heartache, and difficult choices.
Uh-huh.
She will have to navigate a web of political intrigue,
Right.
confront powerful enemies,
Yeah.
and ultimately decide her own fate.
Wow, this deep dive has taken us down a rabbit hole of intrigue and mystery.
Yeah.
We started with an Amazon product page and an audiobook clip,
Right.
and now we're dissecting the fabric of a world,
Yeah.
questioning its power structures, and speculating about the fate of its inhabitants.
And we're not done yet.
Oh, there's more.
There's still so much to uncover.
Oh, okay, like what?
Let's delve into that scene from the audiobook where Penelope is unveiled.
Oh.
It's a pivotal moment.
Yeah. One that reveals a great deal about her character and the forces she's up against.
All right, I'm ready.
Okay. Yeah, Ryland's death raises a lot of questions.
Yeah.
Was he simply in the wrong place at the wrong time? Or was his murder connected to the attempts on Penelope's life?
Yeah, and Hawke.
Right.
Well, he adds another layer of intrigue to this already complex situation.
He does.
Okay, so someone is trying to kill Penelope,
Right.
and now a guard has been murdered.
Yeah.
It definitely feels like there's a much bigger game afoot here.
Uh-huh.
What do we know about these attacks?
We know they're violent
Okay.
and that the attacker is using a variety of methods.
Right.
Arrows,
Yeah.
a stabbing,
Mm-hmm.
and there's a mention of something supernatural.
Oh, wow.
This isn't some petty rivalry.
Right.
It's something more calculated, more sinister.
And you mentioned Hawke.
Yeah.
The audiobook clip describes him as handsome and skilled.
Hmm.
And apparently, he catches Penelope's attention pretty quickly.
Yeah.
But how can we be sure he's not involved somehow? Is it possible he's playing a role in these attacks? Maybe even working for the Dark One?
It's a valid concern.
Yeah.
After all, he's a new arrival.
Right.
And we know the Dark One is interested in Penelope.
Mm-hmm.
It's entirely possible Hawke is a pawn in a larger game, sent to infiltrate Penelope's inner circle.
That's terrifying.
It is.
But the audiobook also mentions a kiss between Penelope and Hawke at the Red Pearl.
Uh-huh.
And it sounds like he might recognize her even though she's veiled.
Okay.
Doesn't that suggest a genuine connection?
It does.
Maybe even a hint of forbidden romance.
It certainly complicates things, doesn't it?
It does.
On the one hand, you have the potential for a genuine connection, a spark of rebellion against the stifling rules of this society.
Right.
On the other hand, you have the very real possibility that this attraction is being manipulated,
Okay.
that Penelope is being drawn into a web of deceit.
Okay, this is giving me serious trust issues.
Yeah, I understand.
So we have a maiden who's both a target and a potential rebel, a dead guard.
A mysterious new love interest and a looming sense of danger.
Right.
Is there anyone we can trust in this story?
Perhaps Victor.
Victor?
Yeah, he seems to be the only one who genuinely cares for Penelope's well-being.
Okay.
Even if he is overprotective and disapproving of her actions.
Right.
He's been by her side for years,
Mm-hmm.
helping her train, keeping her secrets.
But even he seems to be holding back
Yeah,
keeping his own secrets close to his chest.
it's possible.
You know, this whole situation with the Duke really bothers me.
Yeah, it's troubling.
It's one thing to be strict,
Right.
but physically punishing Penelope for the smallest infractions is just
Right.
cruel.
It is, and it highlights that power imbalance we keep coming back to.
Yeah.
Penelope is essentially a prisoner in her own life,
Right.
trapped by her role as Maiden, manipulated by the Duke,
Yeah.
and targeted by unknown forces.
It makes you wonder if anyone in this world is truly free.
That's a good question.
And if the Maiden
This symbol of purity and divine right
Mm-hmm.
is treated this way.
Right.
What does that say about the fate of those who don't have her status?
Exactly.
Is this a world where anyone can truly challenge the established order without facing dire consequences?
It's a question worth pondering.
Okay.
And let's not forget about that warning on the Amazon page.
Right. Right.
The one about California's Proposition 65.
Yeah.
It keeps coming back to me.
Me too.
You mentioned the magic in this world might be polluting the environment.
Yeah.
Could that be a metaphor for the corruption that seems to permeate this society?
Okay.
The way power is abused?
Yeah.
The way individuals are controlled and manipulated?
Yeah.
It's an intriguing parallel, isn't it?
It is.
What if the very source of power in this world is also the source of its decay? What if the magic itself is tainted,
Right.
corrupting everything it touches?
Yeah.
It certainly adds another layer of darkness to this already grim picture.
And remember those jacaranda trees?
Oh yeah, they're described as both beautiful and destructive.
Right. Perhaps they're another symbol of this duality, this
Yeah.
idea that beauty and danger are often intertwined in this world.
It's possible.
Yeah.
After all, even Penelope, the maiden, is revealed to be more than just a delicate figurehead.
Right.
She's a skilled fighter, a rebel in the making,
Mm-hmm.
and her attraction to Hawke, despite the danger he represents,
Yeah.
suggests a willingness to defy the rules,
Uh-huh.
to embrace her own desires, even if it means risking everything.
This reminds me of something else from the Amazon product page.
Oh, yeah.
A mention of heartbreaking losses.
Okay.
I have a feeling not everyone will make it out of this story unscathed,
Yeah.
with all the danger and intrigue swirling around Penelope.
Right.
It's hard to imagine everyone surviving.
Indeed.
And let's not forget about the mysterious connection between jasmine flowers and the murder of Melissa.
Oh, right. Another lady in waiting.
Right. Could this be a clue to the identity of the attacker? Or is there a deeper significance to this detail? Perhaps a link to the magic system or the history of this world?
It's possible.
There are so many layers to this story.
Yeah. It's a complex world.
So many unanswered questions.
And we were just scratching the surface.
It's like peeling back the layers of an onion, and each layer reveals something new and potentially dangerous.
And that's what makes this deep dive so fascinating.
Yeah.
We're not just piecing together a plot or a character profile. We're uncovering the secrets of a world, exploring its complexities, and grappling with its moral ambiguities.
Speaking of moral ambiguities,
Okay.
let's circle back to the Red Pearl for a moment.
Right.
It's described as a place where people can shed their masks,
Mm.
indulge in forbidden pleasures,
Yep.
and be themselves,
Right.
even if it's just for a few stolen hours.
Uh-huh.
What does that tell us about the society Jennifer L. Armentrout has created?
It suggests a world where appearances are everything, where individuals are forced to conform to strict social norms and expectations.
Right.
The Red Pearl becomes a symbol of rebellion, a place where those who feel stifled by the rules can escape,
Right.
if only temporarily.
Yeah.
It makes you wonder if the entire world is living a lie, hiding their true selves behind a facade of piety and obedience.
And that brings us back to Penelope.
Yeah.
She's forced to wear a veil
Uh-huh.
to hide her true self from the world.
Right.
But underneath that veil,
Yeah.
she's a skilled fighter, a rebel yearning for freedom.
Right.
Is the Red Pearl a place where she can finally be herself? Or is it just another trap?
Yeah.
Another layer of deceit in a world built on secrets and lies?
It's a question that only Penelope can answer.
Right.
One thing is clear.
Yeah.
Her journey will be fraught with danger,
Okay.
heartache, and difficult choices.
Mm-hmm.
She will have to navigate a web of political intrigue,
Right.
confront powerful enemies,
Yeah.
and ultimately decide her own fate.
Wow. This deep dive has taken us down a rabbit hole of intrigue and mystery.
Yeah.
We started with an Amazon product page and an audiobook clip,
Right.
and now we're dissecting the fabric of a world,
Yeah.
questioning its power structures, and speculating about the fate of its inhabitants.
And we're not done yet.
Oh, there's more.
There's still so much to uncover.
Okay, like what?
Let's delve into that scene from the audiobook where Penelope is unveiled.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
a pivotal moment,
Yeah.
one that reveals a great deal about her character and the forces she's up against.
Oh, I'm ready.
Okay.
Mm.
You're right. That scene where Penelope is unveiled is
Yeah.
just packed with tension. Like,
Yeah.
the Duke is deliberately putting her in a vulnerable position,
Yeah.
forcing her to, like, reveal a part of herself she's been taught to keep hidden.
Right. It's like he's almost taking pleasure in reminding her that she's, quote unquote, chosen by the gods,
It is.
different from others, and shouldn't form
Right.
close relationships.
It's like a power play, pure and simple.
Yeah.
He relishes in reminding her
Yeah.
that she's different.
Right. Right.
The way he talks about it, it's like he's twisting the very idea of being chosen into something sinister, isolating.
And the fact that he resorts to, like, physical punishment for even minor infractions, it's just horrifying.
It is.
It speaks volumes about how little he values her as a person.
Exactly.
How deeply ingrained this system of control is.
What strikes me is Penelope's resilience.
Right.
Despite the Duke's constant attempts to break her spirit, she finds ways to rebel, right?
Yeah.
She trains in secret, she sneaks out to the Red Pearl, and she even dares to stand up to him,
Yeah.
even though it means facing his wrath.
She's definitely not one to back down from a challenge,
Yeah.
even when facing impossible odds.
And let's not forget the scene where she reveals her scars.
Oh, right.
As Hawke.
Yeah, in a world where the Duke constantly emphasizes beauty and perfection,
Yeah.
that's a bold move.
It challenges the very notion of what it means to be beautiful, to be worthy. She's rejecting the Duke's narrow definition and choosing to embrace her true self, flaws and all.
And Hawke's reaction is so important here.
Right.
He doesn't recoil.
Yeah.
He doesn't judge.
He sees her strength, her resilience, and seems to admire her even more for it.
Yeah, it's like a powerful moment of connection.
It is.
In a world that seems determined to keep them apart.
It suggests that their attraction runs deeper than mere physical attraction.
Yeah.
He's drawn to her spirit, her fire, her defiance.
Right.
It makes their connection all the more compelling and all the more dangerous.
Speaking of dangerous, we still don't know the full extent of Hawke's involvement.
Right.
Will he prove to be a genuine ally? A source of strength and support for Penelope?
Yeah.
Or will his secrets, his possible connection to the Dark One, ultimately betray her trust?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
It is.
And what about the Dark One's endgame? What does he truly desire from the Maiden? Is it simply her power, her symbolic value?
Right.
Or is there something more?
Yeah.
Something deeper and more sinister at play?
So many questions. And we can't forget about the unanswered questions from earlier.
Oh.
Who killed Melissa and why?
Yeah.
What secrets is Victor hiding? And with the looming threat of heartbreaking losses, as hinted at in the Amazon page, it feels like things are about to get a whole lot more intense.
Absolutely. We've only scratched the surface of this world.
Yeah.
And its intricate web of relationships, power struggles, and hidden agendas.
We've seen, like, glimmers of rebellion, hints of ancient magic, and the potential for both profound love and devastating loss.
It's a testament to Jennifer L. Armentrout's skill as world builder and storyteller that we're left with more questions than answers.
Right.
Eager to unravel the mysteries of this realm and witness the unfolding of Penelope's journey.
If you're looking for a fantasy world that will keep you on the edge of your seat,
Yeah.
a story that blends romance, intrigue, and a healthy dose of danger, then the world of Blood and Ash is definitely worth exploring.
This deep dive has only offered a taste of what awaits.
Great.
The true journey begins when you delve into the books yourself.
So will Penelope embrace her destiny as the Maiden? Or will she forge her own path? Will she find love amidst the chaos?
Good questions.
And will she survive the trials that lie ahead? That's for you to discover. Happy reading.